Good evening. I'm Lieutenant Ligon with the York County Multi-Jurisdictional Drug Enforcement Unit. I'm one of the supervisors on the drug unit. We have 3 offices here in York County. One which is the West Office, which I supervise, which is comprised of York, Sharon, Hickory Grove, Clover, Lake Wiley, and all the western side of this county, McConnells, that area. I got one question to start off with tonight outside of the parents whose young adults are here with them. Do you know where your sons and daughters are? Because if you don't, you need to start. You need to know where they are and who they're with. Because if you know their friends and you know how to get in touch with their friends, and you know where they are and you know how to get in touch with them, then that's a start. Be involved in your children's lives. Because I can tell you right now, from the past 10 years that I've been doing this job, just as far as narcotics goes, a lot of it has to deal with parents not being involved. So get involved with your children. Find out what they're doing and who they're doing it with. I would like to thank all on board and the parents who are concerned and all of y'all who have come out tonight. That means a lot. There's a lot to be said for that because you do care. You are concerned. You want to know what to do. You want to know what the signs are. And that's a very good start. As far as the K2 that Ms. Oliva spoke about, what you have here is basically, it's the same effects as far as someone taking LSD or methamphetamine. The paranoia, the delusions, the hallucinations, the thoughts of suicide, all those are things that aren't normal for someone who uses marijuana. So you need to take that in effect with these synthetic cannabinoids. Around New Year's, we actually went out through the county when they were actually looking at passing federal law on this until all states could adopt their own laws against the K2s and the spices and all these synthetic drugs that are coming out. And keep in mind, it's not just the synthetic marijuana that they have put out now. They actually have a synthetic cocaine and some other synthetic drugs that are out there on the market. So it's not just the marijuana. And people are using these and ultimately having the same effects as they were with the K2 spice. The paranoia, the hallucinations, all those things seem to be the one common denominator along with the thoughts of suicide and the depression that comes along with that. But anyway, New Year's, we went out, and just out of 66 stores that we checked here in the county, and that's also with Rock Hill City and some of the other areas, there were 12 stores that still actually carried this product in their stores. And out of those 12, there were 7 that were either getting out of the business of dealing with it just due to the fact of they know law enforcement is cracking down. We're trying to get this taken care of and get it under control here with the legislators, just like Ms. Oliva said, here in York County, trying to take care and get a drug and get these drugs, these synthetic drugs, out of our stores and out of our young people's hands. So they know that we're coming. Hopefully, with not only the city ordinances with Clover and Rock Hill City, and hopefully here in the near future, the county's actually trying to go ahead and pass one as well until we can get these laws into place. We're hoping at some point in time, depending on how the state laws go, that the federal government will step in and there'll be a federal law on it, and we can actually charge under the federal laws as well. So that's what we're looking at here. But it's out there, and it's out there for our young adults to get their hands on, and we need to think about it. And the young adults that are here tonight that are listening to this and wanting to find out the ins and outs of what the K2 spice and these other synthetic drugs are, and determine, hey, you need to go out here and be a positive role model. You need to promote to your friends that this isn't a thing to do, that it is not acceptable, that it can be harmful, and it can cause all of these things that Ms. Oliva's talked to you about. It has happened. These are true stories. We're not up here trying to scare you. This is not a scare tactic. This has happened here in York County. And that's something you need to think about. We also do something with all the agencies here in York County. It's called AET. Some people thought at first it was the ATF. It's Alcohol Enforcement Team. They seen us get out. We got these big yellow letters on the back of our shirts and stuff like that, and this stuff that basically officers from the drug unit and some of the other municipalities here in the county are members of, the alcohol enforcement team. And basically what we do is we go out to these merchants here in York County, within each municipality and out in the county, and we send young adults that have either been charged with underage drinking tickets and things of that nature. We get them to go out and attempt to buy alcohol for us, underage, from these businesses. We've also been doing it with the bars as well here in York County. We haven't been as successful with the bars as we actually have the convenience stores, the grocery stores, and the restaurants here in York County and in these jurisdictions. You would be surprised how many people just take our young adults at face value, per se, and don't check their IDs. Don't ask them how old they are. So these are also things to think about. But the alcohol enforcement team has done a great job. We've actually lowered our compliance rate here has actually lowered. We've done a good job combating underage drinking here in York County. I will attest that to the All On Board Coalition, to all the municipalities and the officers that are involved. They take it very seriously, even though it's an off-duty job that they come out and do on their own time, and they are compensated for it, however. But still, they take great pride in it. They believe it's something that needs to be done in this county. It is being done in this county, and we've been very successful with it. If you have any questions whatsoever as far as the alcohol enforcement team or anything as far as the K2 Spice or things of that nature, of course, you know to get in touch with Miss Oliva. And you can also talk with anyone. You can contact the Sheriff's Office and ask to speak with myself or anybody else that you may know, the school resource officers. Mr. Feaster, Mr. Solomon and them, they've been doing their homework on this stuff as well. Mr. Richardson, I'll say this, your school resource officers here in the Clover School District are very dedicated in what they do, and they believe in your children. They believe in your young adults. They care. And they are a great group of guys. I know each and every one of them, and I feel like they do an excellent job in this school district in trying to keep your children safe. With that being said, if you have any questions, feel free to call, and thank you for your time.